have to stay on focus. This is called the Springboard Diving and Swimming Stories with my name, 03/16/2025. So I'm going to put it on the Delco swimming page. I've done this before on other Facebook pages. It's a big warning sign about Facebook. So all the parents who read this stuff already understand this. Anybody my age understands Facebook. There's evil out there on Facebook. And younger kids can look at it with parental guidance, I guess you would call it. But you have to plan ahead of time, right? This is 3:50 in the morning. Okay, I've been up since 2 o'clock, right? But I had a plan. I'm going to stick on the topic. So it's called Springboard Diving and Swimming Stories, even though I only got like 4 hours down on my back, in and out of sleep because I had to drink so much water. I used to weigh 185 pounds at my biggest, but I'm only 5'6". I was a diver. So now I'm weighing 135 pounds. I don't have the cut like I used to, but I always was stocky the way I approached the board. I arranged this room so I could do it. But I'm going to start backwards through life and then start with the beginning. See, I close that door. Now I look like I have a tiki lamp on the wall. No, that's a free light switch. Right? So this costs money. It's not free. It has 60 calories in it, right? But there's also something right here which other people know me by on. I already hit the worldwide famous list because I put down money on Facebook. I know how to make money on Facebook. That wasn't my objective. But this is my objective because I have to get more of this. It's called coconut water. It's supposed to be like vegan, really good for you. I have even better stuff I drank yesterday. This is what I drank yesterday. 0 calories, right? It's called aloe water. It's great for your skin, but you can actually work out on it even though I don't have the lid tight enough. It spilled a little bit, but that's why this thing is airtight. It spilled a little bit. It's the first time I've ever spilled that on me. But it doesn't matter because it's good for your skin. I spilled it right on my skin. Hardly got any on the floor. So I'm going to check that first. I should be doing push-ups, but I don't have. I have something that prevents me from doing push-ups. So I'm going to check the floor and make sure it's dry. Not dry, but I'm always ready for that. I'll just take the nearest item, which is right here. It was meant to be. So once this touches this, once it hits the floor, you have to get it quick, of course, because you can slip and fall on that. Okay, when COVID came around, I was locked into this room, right? When I had kids around here. See, I have toilet paper right here on a roll. I bought 2 of these. But you don't want to waste toilet paper. That's number one. I used to hang this out the window. But I don't do that anymore. So once it hits the ground, it's gone. Even though I can still use it. The floor's not even that dirty, even though I just stood here. Right? So I just brush my teeth. That's number one. I used to do this all the time, right? You can give this away as a trophy, right? So you can put this right here and say, look, that's a trophy. That's not a trophy. It's a toilet paper holder. It should be in the bathroom. I have 2 of these, one in a disgusting bathroom downstairs, just like at a pool. And it's not my bathroom. Somebody actually uses it. I don't. I only use it if I have to. This is one of these big, like, creaky houses, which nobody's in here right now but me and a dog downstairs, 80 pounds. Here's what I can do. It's a little bit off the thing, but this is back to springboard diving. You know, everybody knows what this is, right? It's a guitar, but I know how to play it very effectively. I'm missing 2 strings on it, but I can play it without the strings. It also weighs 8 pounds. I also have a broken right wrist. Right, but I know how to play this thing, right? It's a little bit out of tune, but I can tune it. But I don't want to turn it on because I'm the one paying for the electricity, just like I'm not paying for that light switch. I could turn this on. I could turn this on. Face mask, face mask, face mask, ear blocker. Because this is in the morning. It's the most quietest time in the day, 4 o'clock. But there's a huge fog out there. So my last dive, right, was age 44. Right, so I'm older than that now. 44, I was still diving, but it cost money to get into the pool, right? One of my last ones I saw when I was still diving was a brand new pool, Germantown, Maryland, right? And that was one of my videos I put up. I was doing reverse dive tuck at that point, 44 years old. Right. Other people are still doing it. One guy, he just passed 3 years ago. He was still doing reverse, whatever. He hit six. He was doing double twisters at 8. So if I was 44, he was doing it at 46 double twisters, 3 meter. I was 1 meter because I didn't want to go. I walked up there to get to the 3 meter. I told her, and all I could do was look down and say jump, and then jump because it wasn't one of the pool was still. And I jumped from 40, maybe I jumped from 60, basically. I jumped from 60. I did a couple tricks from 40 off a platform at Ocean City, one of those 1x1 perches where you stand up. Scary, right? That's younger, but here's even better, right? So my last one was at Germantown Pool, right? And I'm there watching a springtime event, right? This was qualifiers for the national team for going to, not for the Olympics, but it was the USA Diving. Any diver knows about USA Diving. Believe me, I've seen it before. Because I was on their committee on Facebook for a while, and then I dropped off because I was up to 4,000 friends on Facebook. Cut them all because they're immoral. I was getting people out of the blue contacting me. Parental guidance and advice for some of that. Parents know that. Even one of the girls this girl who I lived with, teenager, she was a young adult at this point. Her name is A. I'll call her A. I used to call her Miss A because her name starts with A. I said, "You ever jump off a 3 meter springboard?" She goes, "No." Little kid attached to her. We had to share a bathroom with a girl over here right behind this wall. Right? And she was another kind of not too cleanly on the bathroom, but I'm spectacular in that bathroom. I don't even have the water on there. I flush it with 3 buckets. Right? So my last one was age 44. I'm sitting there watching the spring, men's and women's, right? So I knew they had the hot tub right next to it. They had the pool. It was a 25 meter pool with the full. It had the full 10. I think it had the full 10 meter platform, 1 meter platform. Next one up, all of them, all the way staggered up. Two 3 meter boards, 2 1 meter boards. The small arena was a brand new pool, so the USA Diving was there. In person. Troy Dumais was the one I met in the locker room that day. He was the Olympian. The Olympian who won gold medals. I think he won whatever he won. I met him in person. The other guy's name he came in second was Bomberger. He was huge, tall dude. He was jumping as high as this off the board. Dumais was hitting perfect tens his whole meet. He hit perfect tens. He had a perfect meet, and he won easily. He didn't miss a single dive. I watched that, boys and girls. I wouldn't even remember the girls because the girls do what they do on just at the Olympics. After they get into the pool, they come right up into the hot tub, right? And I'm sitting in the hot tub one day because I was a lifeguard at other pools. I know how to do that, right? With the hot tub with people coming in, right? So the best girl comes in because she hit her dive, comes right in with the chamois. But you don't want to talk to them, of course, because they know you'll break their concentration if they're in the middle of a meet, which they were with the full judges. Right. So then, of course, I used to do that all the time because that was when I could go, or during lunch, I had to pay money to go get there, car drive, whatever. It cost money to get in there, weightlifting, but there's huge. Huge indoor pool with big wraparound water slide all the way down, the kiddie pool, the half pool, that way you could walk in up to your this, and then you warm up, then it goes up to this, and then it goes up to this, and then it flows into the hot tub, which is adjacent to the diving well, which is right next to is part of the pool. You know what I mean? Beautiful facility, not as big as Silver Spring, which was different, brand new, same thing when that was built. This is Maryland we're talking about. Silver Spring, Maryland, which is different because their boards weren't as good. They only had 1 meter, one board, one 1 meter, one 3 meter, but they had huge pool, outdoor adjacent pool. At the indoor pool with the open it up to the outdoor pool. That was Silver Spring, right? And then the one, same thing. The oldest one in Montgomery County, Maryland, was the Bethesda Mac Center, Mid-Atlantic Conference, whatever it is, that have meets there. They had a 50-meter pool with under thing, so they could cut it off at 25 meters with the plank that walked it. So they had the swim classes, the yoga classes, the handicap classes, the big giant water slide that went all the way down into the hot tub area, 2 double hot tubs on both sides. Beautiful pool. Somebody got ripped off my stuff out of my locker, of course. But the boys' room was, boys. Girls go in one door, boys go in the other. All right, so the boys' room, girls don't understand the boys' room. Boys, divers, with things I see on the Delco page, they understand the boys' room. They don't understand the girls' room. I don't understand the girls' room either, but I understand the boys' room. Right, so you come in with the shower shoes because you have to protect your goggles. Because I swim too. When you're in the lap lane, you have to be in the lap lane. Underneath. I used to try and go underneath and do 50. You know what I mean, right? And then of course they had the harness with the thing, but I didn't learn in a harness. So anybody who's in a harness, they're privileged, right? So now we're back to Mac. When I'm 34 years old was my last double twister low board, right? I was still doing tricks. 3 meter. I was jumping from 5 meter. I occasionally went up to 7 if they ever opened it, which they never did. And at 5 meter, they only opened it sometimes, right? Because you have somebody looking at you at all times. So I used to do flip from 50, 5 meter at Mac, right? Guy I was with, and I used to go by myself most of the time, right? And I did have a true great diver with me one day. He's throwing his tricks, and he was great. He had his full list was perfect. He was much better than me in form. Anybody from Folcroft and Norwood would know who he was. And the other guy I used to take there also, Norwood. Everybody from Folcroft and Norwood would know who he was. I used to take both of those guys there. The one guy, he rarely showed up. The other, because they were out of state, right? So the one guy, he was my best friend. He came down. He started throwing his tricks. He's like, Mike, lock that locker. I'm gonna watch you lock it. So I locked it, padlock. We came back. I said, dude, I saw you lock the lock. Where's the lock? No lock. He goes, my keys are in there. How are we going to get back? I'm like, what? What do you mean? We're stuck here? He goes, nah, I'm just kidding. I got a spare key under my wheel well. He goes, I hope we get it back there. He goes, oh, man, I got my spare key. You drive this one. Right? So he let me drive his Jeep all the way back to my house. Right? So he lost his wedding ring. He was married still at one point, right? And people from Norwood know this guy. He was married, and he was dumb enough to dive with his wedding ring. He lost it in the pool on a 28. It has a 10-meter platform, so the deep well is 28 feet. I used to be able to touch it, no problem. It's tough to do, right? Because you have to hold your breath the whole time, then your ears pop. And you have to bounce up or you'll suffocate. Now and then you run out of breath and you're trying to get out. He was even worse. He lost his wedding ring, so he kept going down to find it. checking the drain. He's going, oh, he's going, give me your goggles, man. I'm going to get that ring, man. No kidding. I'm going to get the ring. I'm going to get the ring. I mean, it's got to be down there somewhere. I just had it. It's got to be at the drain. I mean, just go ahead and try, man. Never found it. You never found it. So he was great at double twister. That was his. I won't tell you what it was because it's 4 o'clock. But he understands what he's gone. And he told me, Mike, man, I'm dead by 50. There's no way. The way I live, I'm gonna be dead by 50. Sure enough, dead at 48. I can laugh about that because he was my best friend. He's been gone 15 years already. That's okay. Because I was sitting there one day, I get the call on the phone. This guy who I live with says, he's dead. I'm like, what? No, he's dead. I just got word on somebody. And I'm like, no, I'm coming straight up. So I went to his funeral. I get up there, funeral at St. Gabe's, and nor would they know about this, right? We get there. They were all my old friends, right? I'm sitting there. I'm all by myself with nobody. I'm on my own, but my parents are still alive in Folcroft. Right, I'm just sitting there, and I know St. Gabe's well because I was an older boy, and so I'm in there. I'm in the back row. After we got in, we watch the casket go by. I'm the last one in because I always stood at the back. I was the front row, so I've been in every row in the church basically. So I was in the back. All of a sudden, ex-wife on the other side, right? So now I have my ex-wife and my ex-girlfriend before my ex-wife on the other side. Right. So I have my ex-wife who I didn't want anything to do with. That's why I stayed off Facebook. And then I had my ex-girlfriend over there. I didn't recognize at first. And then he recognized her because he knew her. Right. So I'm standing there saying, I'm all by myself. All of a sudden, my ex-wife comes over. Starts hugging me. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You're trying to hug me in front of all your friends? She wanted to be. What do you mean? Oh, did you know my brother died? I said, yeah. Like I was supposed to. Which I liked him. And he also died early. So she starts hugging me. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You're hugging me? What are you doing? What? I go, okay. You know, all our friends were all over there. He goes, oh, dude, do you mind if I go over and say to her? I know that was your thing. I said, go ahead, I don't care. And then she goes, right when they're all getting into their cars to go to the luncheon at Lamb's Tavern right near St. Peter and Paul's, she says to me, you're not going to the burial? I go, no, I'm not. I just drove 2.5 hours in traffic, and my parents are still alive. I'm going to go see them. She's like, what? What do you mean? You didn't see your parents anytime? I said, no, I don't. My family comes before my friends. She's like, what? She didn't understand. Family comes before friends. Especially when your parents are old and they don't see. Because I was out of state. I had to drive 2 hours. She kept telling me every week, Mike, when you coming back? When you come? Because I had to schedule calls with them. So, Mike, you're not going there? No. Yeah? Don't ever touch me again. Right in front of all of her friends. It just went still, calm. Now, it's not calm because the beep is going to start beeping soon. It's 4 o'clock when people are sleeping, not athletes. They get up. This is not a champion shirt for the wrong reason. This is as old as her. This shirt is 40 years old almost. So, she was a diver. So was he, everything. So now we're back to springboard and diving. So now we're back to springboard and diving. I did double twister 34. That's tough to do. Low board. Double twister, low board. All right. So we're going back. My last competitive diving, I was still diving 34. So 23, I'm still diving. Drexel, graduated. Still diving. All the way through. I dove all the way up till 34, 44. Still diving. Right, so now we're going back. 18, before I started Drexel when I was champ. Right, all my tricks, double twister, 2.5 pike, reverse dive tuck, layout, all of it. Because I won championships. I knew how to dive, right? But now we're getting back to the YMCA. When you're a teenager, it costs money. It's privileged to go to YMCA Nationals, right? So now we're at Nationals. Privilege, right? So we're at Nationals, right? There's the whole swim team here, right? We're all underage because we have chaperones with us. No drinking, no smoking, no nothing, right? So we're with the hoodlum. No, we're not with the hoodlum. We're just a bunch of kids, basically, right? So me, I'm second at this point, right? In terms of coolness, I guess you would call it. That's why my name is Cool. One dude goes, dude, you're too cool for me. I'm like, no kidding. He says, we're all there, all the whole boys team. I was the worst of the boys team, but I was the coolest one because I would have placed middle of the pack out of 76 people. There was 76 entrants for nationals that year, boys 3 meter, which is tough to qualify for. 1 meter is even worse. That's even harder. I'll get to states in a second because I qualified for states with stuff. So when I went to nationals, because you have to qualify at states, you have to have certain criteria, you have to show up at a couple of meets to make it there. So I would have made middle of the pack. I get up my best dive, 2.5 pike. You get 2 dives to get to the next round. Then you get 5 dives, and you get 7. You have to go round by round, and they just cut you off. So I would have made the first cut, but I would have probably made the first cut. First dive, I come up with 2.5 pike, failed. Oop. Yep, I failed my first dive, 2.5 pike. I forget what the second one was, but my best dive, my knees buckled on the board. I'm spinning around. I go, oh no, I'm not gonna make it. Splat. Boom. No, done. I didn't make it. Flat on my stomach. Get out. Look at the thing. I hear the thing. Fail dive. No. But I didn't care because I was at nationals because we were having party fun, kids. So, and the year before, I also qualified. I went 2 years in a row. I don't know what I took the other one, but I took 75 out of 76. Somebody else was worse than me. One dude took 5th. I think he did qualify low board. I don't know if he qualified low board, but I think he. No, he didn't take 5th. He was good. I mean, one dude, the high board dude, I forget who won it. The dude who I most remember, his name is Thor Johnson, right? He's standing there just like Baumberger. He's standing there. He's bouncing forward. He's standing there just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. This is open air at the Fort Lauderdale pool. Bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. And all of a sudden, he goes way up. Straight up to reverse dive tuck, straight up, straight down by the board. He took 5th. His name was Thor Johnson. He had the same trick backwards. Standing there bouncing, and then way up. Straight in, right? And there was this other guy named, those are the 2 guys I would remember. Ken Ferguson, who turned out to be, he's not heterosexual, let's just say that. So he ended up, he was one of these, like, out of Texas, like a pretty boy kind of, really handsome dude. Nobody thought he was not heterosexual, I guess you could say. But he ended up, he was the young protege. He was the youngster on the rise who he couldn't beat the big one. He took great diver, slurped all his dives, right? And then, of course, me, that's the way it goes. Okay, now we're back to Westchester when I was on the YMCA circuit, right? My Westchester pool coach's name is Ron Jenkins. He was on my Facebook list for a while, right? Val Ryan, the other guy's name is Sean Sack. I'm sitting there. It's me, Sean, and Val. Yeah, her name was Val. And she was a tough coach. We're sitting there in practice, right? And whoever knows why Westchester University understands it's a really dangerous pool. They were really stupid. Same thing, 2.5 pike. My best dive, I'm sitting there in warm-ups. But if it's one of those pools, if you jump too far, you'll land on the sidewalk. he, I'm coming around, and these idiots, they painted the wall blue like this color. So the color on the wall matched the color of the water. So you're taught to spot the water. I come around and I'm looking at a blue, it's the same as this wall over here. I'm coming around like this, looking, I'm saying, whoa, that's the water. I'm ready to put my hands out. I put my hands out straight like this, like I'm going to do a dive. I'm ready to go in. All of a sudden, smack. I'm like, Val and Sean are sitting there laughing their asses off. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. She says, what's wrong with you? You want me to get out of the pool? I had welts, just like this guitar strap, straight down my body, all the way down from shoulder blade straight down, because I was a perfect entrant, flat, not this way, flat, like this, all the way down. 2 red welts all the way down to my toes. I couldn't even get out of the water. The idiots painted the wall blue. So that's Westchester, of course. But I dove at Widener, right? Widener was our home pool. See how I do that? I can tune a guitar at the same time. Right. See how there's no D string? See, it said E, A, should be D, here's G. Here's B, here's B minor. B minor, IBM. Yeah, Boy Mike. I used to start my little Facebook thing with B for Mike, B for boy, IB Mike, G for girl, G, her name A. So IBM, she GA, right? I just call her GA. She, girl A. I be boy Mike, right? But I also have another little skill. If you look at, parents would know this. I know how to say no very easily. This means no. I know how to say that. You know why? I know, because my name starts with I. You know, I know. Trick to that. See? See? 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, see? Mi no comprende. Feta. You say firma or fecha? Fecha, date, 3/16. Firma, signature, checkbook. E string, missing, pick. Amplifier, not on, costs electricity. Light switch, not on, costs electricity. Whiteboard, water. Flashlight sticks to metal. 2 of them matching, 1 stolen, but they're rendered you can't replace them, you can't charge them. They have a special charger, so that's why I bought 2 of them. Dummy lost one of the chargers, so if I lose the second charger, they're useless. Not necessarily. No. They take 36 hours to charge. But you can't charge it with electricity, and you can't charge it today. They'll charge a little bit. Why is that? It's got a solar flashlight on the back of it. Look, it has a solar panel on there, right? But it's not lit. It has to have that little thing glowing, and it's got a USB charger. I can charge my razor with it if I had the right razor, which I used to have. And I can charge my flosser with it. I'm thinking, wait a second, I can charge a cell phone with this thing. I had a solar panel that could charge the computer. Somebody stole it. I have another solar panel over here in the other room. It's not as good as the one that can charge electricity, but it can charge this thing. It's not charging today. It's from the rain. Don't forget, the Pope might die. It's his 12th anniversary of his thing. I went to Catholic school for 12 years. My family paid into the system. I used to think, oh, geez, I got to go to church today. He goes, yeah, your father's doing the usher at 10 o'clock Mass. Your sister's playing the 11:15 Mass on the organ. Your brother's playing 12:30 on the organ. What Mass are you going to today? Back to diving and swimming. Right? So we're back to Folcroft pool. My parents, right? Since I was, right? Some of these people are dead, right? So one dude his name was Brian Dockery, right? He's dead. He died almost immediately after he left Folcroft. He was the diver ahead of me. He couldn't even. He was good, but he wasn't champion. After he graduated or wherever, I don't know if he went to college or whatever. As soon as he hit New York City, he got decapitated on the back of a motorcycle with his girlfriend on the back. Right? Mike Ferraccio, triple pike, couldn't win. He used to land triple pikes. Dude, I was at Rockville Pool after this. This is going to Rockville Pool, outdoor pool, right? We're there. Okay, you'll love this one. We're in an outdoor pool. This is when I'm late 20s, right? I'm still doing tricks high board. Bird comes down, that's his name, Timothy Burbage. We called him Bird. Everybody from Norwood knew him. He was second in handball. Great at it. Anybody who knows the corner wall ball, we used to call it butt. I don't want to make it curse because little kids might watch this. Because we used to call it butt, but there's another name for butt. And then we also had another name for it, which is, I don't know, we used to call it. We went to Catholic school. There was a loogie pit there. Anybody who was caught in that loogie pit, I never spit on them. I never did. They had a loogie pit where whoever they didn't like, they put down the loogie pit and spit on them. That's Catholic school for you. I don't know about public school, but that was Catholic grade school, right? So, and diving was part of that because I used to play basketball. I was great at it. Mm-hmm. That's why you see me on the little picture. I have all my yearbook stuff right here: Drexel, St. Gabe's, St. James. Oh yeah, that's when COVID hit. All the Facebook people were putting all their high school pictures up. I have college pictures too. Not everybody went to college. Right? So I know how to play one of these things too. Don't forget. All the way up hammering. You know how many guitars I've had? I have a brand new one in there. I don't need it. So we're back to spring, swimming and diving. It's already half hour, right? But I know that you can see the closed captioning on the Delco page. I'm slurring a little bit, but back to swimming and diving, Folcroft pool. My parents, right? So we're going backwards. It says, so Mike, man, you're swimming. One dude, my father couldn't swim nothing, but he took all of the pictures for Folcroft pool, all of them, all the beauty pageants, swim team pictures, all of it. I used to develop them in our basement. All the boys club stuff, the football team, the basketball teams, all of them, boys and girls clubs. They were pinnacle of Folcroft Boys and Girls Club, and they all knew it. So they always knew I was good because all the mothers go, there he is, all you little girls, that's the one you want to go after. My mother said, yep, that's him. So she was the one putting me on the boards, paying for my pool number was 330. And we all knew that. He was the original bond member when they built that pool in the 60s. They built it in L. That's a 33-meter pool, not a 25-meter pool. It's a very unique pool because it's 33 meters. So when you set a record at Folcroft, it didn't mean anything because all the other records are on 25 meters, just like Sharon Hill. So there's Sharon Hill one day because I'm still diving, right? I'm on the stand one day. And every time I was off the stand, I would go hit the boards, right? Because you could hit the bottom of the pool. That's Sharon Hill, right? But I knew not. They would hit the pool a couple times on the bottom, but not many. Enough to know it's there. I'm on the stand one day, right? All of a sudden, somebody in the crowd, not in the pool. All of a sudden, somebody on the side of the crowd starts waving at me. There's a baby over here dying. I'm like, what? All of a sudden, a nurse jumps up and says, don't worry about it. I'm a nurse. I'm like, I had to go over there. I'm like, what? She goes, no, he's okay. He's just, I'm a nurse. He just went into some kind of tizzy fit or something. I have no idea what she said. She says, this doesn't even need an ambulance. No ambulance. I don't think an ambulance showed up. But basically, I was on the boards and you can get hurt. They destroyed that pool. They cemented it. Just like over here, right? This is Delaware, right near the Delaware Turnpike. I go visit that pool because there's like a roadway in right at the 896 Delaware Exchange. They cemented the pool. That's the one that borders right near I-95 where they just put that interchange in. Right next to the Delaware Toll House, right? The Delaware Travel Plaza, which is right there. Right at this door. You can walk to it and see it. I know because I almost got killed on the bridge that goes over it. And they really should have one of those fences, right? One of those fences where people throw the rocks or they jump off. Yeah, it's right over here at the Travel Plaza. So if you go up on that bridge, you can just stand there and look at the cars going past in and out of the Travel Plaza. Yeah, I know, because I went up at night and almost got killed on my bike. Not on a motorcycle, on a bicycle. And you know how hard it is to get up a hill at night on a bicycle? Tough. I ended up in the hospital for 3 days. Yeah, I woke up like this, tied to the bed. I'm like, what? It's a diving story because I dove over the hood. I'm like, I see the headlights coming at me. I'm like, whoa. I got two choices. I'm on a bicycle. I can either go under the truck or go over the hood. So I said, well, obviously, I'm jumping off the bike and I'm going over the hood. Ended up, I'm flying through the air like I'm a diver. I'm like, that's the end of me because I can see I-95 like 60, 80 feet, 100 feet down. And I'm looking at it and say, well, if I go maybe 3 more feet, I'm over the rail and I'm definitely dead. Right? All of a sudden, I'm like, okay. All right. I'm going to make it because I'm coming up short. Like split seconds. I'm like, I'm just going to flop on my back. It's easier than flopping on your head. I flap on my back. Right? So I'm like, I'm sitting there bleeding. I didn't break any bones. I'm sitting there bleeding saying, this is COVID time. I'm sitting there bleeding. I'm thinking, then gone. I just completely passed out. Right? So I wake up in the hospital like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours later. I'm tied to the bed. I'm looking at it saying, uh-oh. I'm looking it down because I have to take a leak. And I'm looking at my thing. I'm saying, there's my thing's not there. My thing is tied to some kind of tube. All of a sudden, I'm like looking around. I'm saying, there's nobody in my room. I'm trying to look out the door. Nobody around. I'm like, there's got to be a way to do it. So I just start doing it, and I'm looking at it. It goes right into the tube and straight on down into some kind of thing. It had me off that quick because I knew what to do. Right? And all of a sudden, I finally get up. I finally had enough courage to get up after they untied me or whatever. I'm walking out. The nurse is working night duty. She's saying, "You okay?" He goes, "Oh, yeah. I'm fine. What happened?" She goes, "Oh, I was here when they brought you in. You weren't in good condition." And she goes, "Just go ahead back to bed. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Just go back. Just wake up in the morning." I'm working night shift, so when shift change comes in, you'll meet the whole staff. Right? Nobody knew where I was because nobody knew how to spell my name. I'm looking for the phone. No phone. There's no phone. There's no phone. There's no way of contacting. Right? So I'm looking around. I have my backpack with my I don't think I had my cell phone with me. There was no cell phone. Either I had my cell phone, it was out of battery, it was useless. I had my backpack, which is on my back with my bicycle, and something else, minimal, small little backpack, army green, like this one. So I'm sitting there thinking, oh man, there's nothing. There's no phone. Nobody knows where I am. They got the wrong name on my bed. So nobody knows where I am. These idiots can't get my name straight because they don't know how to spell with an I. Every time I sign my name, I sign it with one of these big I's like this, not like the cursive one because it looks like a J. I get things in the mail from doctors that it looks like a J. They call me Giuliano. My name is not Giuliano. Right? So now we're back to diving. Well, I flew there, right? So one day we're at the pool, Folcroft. My father couldn't swim. He could only float on his back. It's great. He could float in the ocean without even swimming. So he's got this big dude, like this tall, huge, big dude. He goes, "Come here, Mike. We're having fun with you. Come on over here." What? I'm just a kid. Go ahead, try it. He goes, "Okay, here, get on my back. I'm going to throw you and do, you'll be able to do a 1.5 right when I throw you in the air." Big guy goes, "Ready? 1, 2, 3. Lifts me up back and a half with a half twist." Like, "Can I try that again?" "Sure, just get on my shoulders and try it." He bend down in the water, come up with me. One of my dad's friends. He said, Go ahead and just stand there and then just go ahead and try a front dive." Front flip, back flip. He goes, "No. You're best at the back 1.5. Come on up and try it again." And every time I used to swim back, hang on to here, just hang on to my arm. You're too small to hit the bottom of the water. Here, hang on to my arm. I'm tall enough. I'm like 6 something. Just get onto my arm and then climb up. And I'm like, "Oh, thanks, dude." He used to climb up his back, get on. He goes, "Ready?" And then throw me. It's just like jumping over the waves because my father used to do that too. He was strong enough with the water to flip me over the waves. It's like skimboarding, but you have somebody throwing you, right? Because I used to skimboard a little bit with stuff. Right? It's like skimboarding where you're at the side of the water and then you hit the water and then you're going to try and flip over the waves. Same like we used to do flips. I used to try and do flips at the Widener track right into the sand pit. Used to run up and do a quick little and then try and flip. I never landed on my back trying to do a flip on solid ground. Right? So now we're back at YMCA Nationals. We're doing YMCA Nationals, right? So we're all there. Sean, it's me, Sean, and Frank outside the strip club, which we weren't supposed to be at. Summers on A1A in Fort Lauderdale. Right, we come out of the strip club, which we weren't supposed to be at. All of a sudden, there's three of us there. Right, Sean, he goes, "Watch this, Mike. You're gonna love this." Right, we're all sitting there, not doing what we're supposed to be doing. Right, all of a sudden, Sean does a backflip. I'm sitting there, Sean, no kidding. He goes, "Mike, goodbye." They start running away from me. I'm like, what? I see Frank and Sean running full speed away from me. I'm like, what are you doing? All of a sudden, police officer comes up and says, "Yep, we got you. Come here." They ran away because they saw the cops coming up behind me. I ended up in the jail cell in Fort Lauderdale. All of a sudden, I'm sitting there and goes, "Dude, man, where are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm here on YMCA Nashville." He goes, "Oh, okay. Just call whoever it is." I'm like, "I don't know their phone number. They're staying at some hotel." Chaperone comes in and picks me up. Right, we get back to the hotel room, and this other dude from Ridley was good. He was really good. He was better than me a little bit, but he didn't win championships. He was better than me, but he didn't win. He's sitting there with Widener all practicing one day. Mm-hmm. Right, he's doing an inward 2.5 tuck. Right, and as soon as he took it up, we're all like, "Oh no, he's a dead man." He took it up so good. He did two inward somersaults above the board, and you could just tell he was going to get seriously injured. Miraculously, he landed directly straight back onto the board. He sits there for a second and then just fell backwards. Didn't even get hurt. I wore his jacket for, I don't know, maybe a year and a half because I took it with me. And then I felt guilty because I kept wearing his jacket. It was because it said Ridley because he had a swim jacket on there, right? I'll tell you another story about this is at Seaside Heights outdoor pool because I've hit my head on the bottom of outdoor pools, right? Now we're back to Rockville. Seaside Heights was better, right? I'm with Bird, right? We're at Seaside Heights because he knew how to drive there. It was a short drive from his house. And this was, wherever it was, Seaside Heights. We're there, right? So we're doing tricks. We're entertaining the whole pool basically because we're stunt divers at that point. Right, so we're doing stunt dives, but this is standard diving tricks. We weren't stunt diving because we were in like speedos, you know what I mean? So right, I'm here in my speedo, 3 meter. All of a sudden, I do one of my dives. Right, I slurp it all the way down. All of a sudden, I don't have any bathing suit anymore. My bathing suit completely shredded. My bathing suit got completely shredded, came completely off. All of a sudden, I'm clutching by the pool. I'm completely naked, right? I'm sitting there completely naked in the pool. The manager says, "Dude, man, come on. What are you doing? We're all watching you. What are you waiting for?" He goes, "Dude, man, I don't have any bathing suits. You see it at the bottom of the pool." He goes, "What? I got a bathing suit right here. Go ahead. Here, take mine." He gave me his bathing suit, and I went right back up. He said, "After you get into your clothes, can I have my bathing suit back?" Same thing in Rockville, right? I'm here with Bird, me. We're doing 3 meter. I'm doing my tricks. Bird's doing his tricks because I only have like 3 or 4 tricks at this point. Right? I had double twister, 2.5 pike, 2.5 tuck. I had these are just high board tricks. I had only 3 tricks high board at that point. 3 or 4 of them. I had front flip, 2.5 double twist or reverse dives, a couple inward dives, all the standard stuff that I was used to, right? All of a sudden, somebody shows up on a low board, and they have a specific time for divers because it's not all the time. They don't open up the boards for divers all the time. So this is an outdoor pool, Rockville, 50-meter pool, right? And Rockville Swim Club knows all this. So we're at Rockville, right? Bird and I are doing tricks. He's the out of towner. I'm the in towner. We got some dude showing up on a low board, right? So now we got 3 expert divers, right? So we got 3 expert divers on the boards. Me, Bird, and some dude, I don't know who he is. He's throwing great tricks low board. We're like, dude, what are you doing? Come on up and try high bar. No way, I'm scared to death of that thing. All of a sudden, we're there, right? We see one, all of a sudden, we're there, right? There's one person just mulling around. I look up later. This is like maybe 15, 20 minutes in. There's 250 people lined up watching us. The whole pool stopped what they were doing. They're all like, uh-oh, we got a circus show going on over here. It was worth the price of admission. All of a sudden, we see 250 people lined up along the bank of Rockville Pool, and Rockville Pool would know where the bank is. It's not the bank. It's the brick. It was down. It was a sunk pool because they had an upper pool and a lower pool outdoor. Big water slide, right? So that's the end of my diving story. It's 40 minutes. Closed caption provided by Meta Facebook. Now, have you ever met a copyright before? I don't know, but I know how to play guitar too. You know what I used to tell my wife? Fend for yourself. That's why I picked Fender.